Hello, my name is Pen, and welcome to episode 7 of Inktober, on the last day of October. Yeah, I really wanted to do every day of Inktober, but I got sick, and I have work, so I ran out of time. But today we are drawing Legosi, Haru, and Louie from the new series I've discovered called Beastars. This series took me off guard. My goal in a series is usually to have fun, and if it can give me some meaning or thoughts to think about, then I will consider it a better series. But this one is stuck in my head every single day since I read it, and I am longing for the next chapter every time I finish a chapter. As of recording this, the anime only has 3 episodes, but the manga is at 149 chapters. And the writer, Paru Itagaki, she has written such an engrossing, powerful story that I can't stop thinking about it. It is a psychological thriller, horror, teen romance, drama, and I'm not usually the type for slice of life, even if it's animal characters that look really cool. I didn't expect this to be this mature and well balanced. It can take some getting used to on the first few pages or the first episode, because it is very unique, but everyone involved in this has made this story so powerful. These are the most relatable characters I've seen in a long time. It's slowly surpassing some of my favorite series so far. And I don't say that lightly. I try to hold back when I'm saying things like that. With this picture, I focused on the 3 main characters that get most of the spotlight. The main character, Legosi, is a large, timid wolf who's afraid of his own power. He's very shy, he keeps to himself because he is filled with a lot of guilt and shame that he is a danger to society and shouldn't have confidence, shouldn't be powerful. He's very tied up in his own head. The second main character and love interest, Haru, is the rabbit he falls in love with, and she is tired of being pitied by society. She's this small little rabbit that everyone thinks they need to protect, and she hates that, and she's driven to a lot of slightly self-destructive habits that she doesn't necessarily like doing, but she doesn't really feel any other options. And then the third main character, Louie, is a passionate and slightly egotistical deer who has an inferiority complex, tired of feeling like a fragile herbivore and constantly yearning to be as powerful as a carnivore, both in influence and raw strength. I need to hold back so I don't spoil anything for you because I think you should check this out. I'm surprised how many layers this show has, because not only is each character really fleshed out, but they're constantly growing, and it always makes sense when they do something. Real life isn't just immediate steps. Usually you've got an idea in your head that you slowly think about, and over time, those ideas become actions. But those actions don't always work, and sometimes you have to try something 4 or 5 times and then it starts to make sense. These characters are constantly trying to figure out what they want, but then how to do it, and then how to learn from the mistake that follows. I'm really glad that the main characters aren't perfect, and that's what makes them perfect. It's so good. In this picture, I tried to have Legosi hunched over so I could fit him in the picture because he is a large wolf, and it fits his personality. He's very, very timid. Meanwhile, Haru is very assertive. She's very passionate when she wants to be. And this picture's layout is a bit of a parallel to the opening, which is stop-motion animation. The amount of creativity they're pouring into this series doesn't end. I am so thrilled that they're putting this much effort into it. And now a small disclaimer, it gets intense. I think this story may not be for everyone. The word mature fits this series really well, because it can get into some pretty sensitive subjects in every perspective. When a character feels lust, you get inside their head and hear what they're genuinely thinking about. If a character is angry, lustful, depressed, whatever they're thinking, you're going to hear it, and you're going to hear it unfiltered. The presentation of this series definitely feels like an unfiltered life, and I really, really appreciate that. After watching the first few episodes, I was on a binge of watching reaction videos because I couldn't help myself. I needed to see how many other people felt what I was feeling. The art style itself complements the story very well. Raw and emotional. If a character is angry or confused or happy or all of the above at once, She does such a good job of showing that in their expressions and their body language. Things are very intimate, not just in a romance, but even in a friendship or a fight when characters are opposed to each other. Things still feel intimate. Characters are trying to understand each other, sometimes out of spite, to try and be victorious. I don't know how well I captured the art style from the manga. I always try to find a balance of my own style and the style I'm drawing from when I do fan art. I like doing the little bits of cross-hatching in order to do the shading, and I definitely want to try this picture again digitally. But for now, this felt pretty good. I like doing things like this. The videos following this, I'll go back to digital because that's where all my work is and I want to show that again. But for now, doing pen and ink during Inktober felt very good. This was definitely a short but satisfying journey for me during October. And thank you for watching this final episode of Inktober. I definitely wish I could have done more episodes of this, but I was still good therapy to draw on paper instead of always being on the computer. If you have anything you wish I could have done more of, because I like to do fan art. It's fun to share what I'm excited about. It's a platform for me to ramble. That always feels fun. But I want to prioritize all these ideas in my head. So anything you have in mind that you're curious about or you want to see more of that I've already done, things like that will help me guide myself as I'm making more. I'll definitely jump back to digital because it's what I'm most comfortable with. It's easier to present instead of setting up a bunch of lamps around here. But I also like to do tutorials and help you with what I do on the computer because there's a lot of secrets and tricks that I've been figuring out and that I use all the time. And so being able to share that with you actively, it feels good. And I want to improve the way I present things, so there's that as well. If you want to learn to draw or paint or get better, I have free posts and tutorials over on my Patreon. I try not to do the plug all the time of buy this, subscribe to that. There's free stuff I post every other day at least, sometimes more. But there's free stuff over on my Patreon, no strings attached. You don't need to do anything other than click if you want to see posts more often over on my Patreon. I have stuff you can buy and subscribe to, but you don't have to do any of that. At this point, I'm just really eager to expand and share more because I've become kind of restless with all the things I'm making. So Patreon there and in the description below if you want to get more posts more often. I have a website, penmarkart.com, if you want to see my art and buy a picture from me. I also have social media, Twitter, DeviantArt, Instagram. I like doing that editing on this video. Hopefully the rambling was fun. Leave a comment and I will definitely ramble with you more. And once again, my name is Pen. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.